I didn't like something you posted, something you said about I'm cutting everybody off. Welcome to the Hall of Fame Business Podcast. I'm your host, Santini Lancioni. I'm founder of one of the top producing real estate investment companies in New Jersey. I will be having conversations with some of the nation's most successful real estate professionals and business owners. My goal is to educate, elevate, and inspire anyone looking to take their business to the next level. We're back with another Hall of Fame podcast. We're honored to have Steve Kipnis from Mercer County, Trenton, New Jersey with us today. I wanted to start today's podcast off a little different. Steve, I'm going to have you sign some paperwork. There's a deal in Mercer County that we just sold him. We're making $20,000 on. He just sent the wire, so I have Gina, our transactional coordinator, waiting for him to sign, so you do the honors.
What is this? Wait a minute. This is the one I sold you. This isn't the one that you sold me. Do you have a pen?
Here.
Wait a minute. Hold on. The people need to know that I sold you this deal. You didn't sell me this deal. What are you talking about? And I sold it to you for too cheap.
All right, so to clarify what just happened, he sold us a deal, and we also sold him a deal. So I guess you signed the other deal earlier.
Yeah.
That we sold you.
I sold you this one too cheap.
All right, well, thank you for the discount.
And you know what the saddest thing is? I know the person that you sold this deal to. I could have just sold it to him myself.
Thank you, Gina.
Why?
All right, let's get back to this. So, Steve, appreciate, again, you coming in today. We really didn't have any plans for today's podcast, but we're 2 hours behind schedule. I know you're hungry. It's almost lunchtime, but let's get into it, man. How many doors do you own right now? What's going on in your business?
100 rental doors, fix and flip. We're back to direct-to-seller marketing, so we're wholesalers again. So I do it all, fix and flip. I'm an end buyer and I'm a wholesaler.
So tell me, you were doing direct-to-seller marketing, and then you stopped when interest rates went up to kind of pause to see the market?
Yeah, we were spending maybe like 25 grand a month on marketing back in 2021. We were straight up wholesalers, fix and flippers, and then when the market turned and it got shitty, we just became end buyers.
Okay.
And now the market's kind of getting a little bit better, but not really because inflation's still here. So as long as inflation is still here, rates are going to continue to be high, I think. But we're back to direct-to-seller marketing, so we're wholesalers again.
Gotcha. What's your ultimate goal with doing direct mail PPC? Is your purpose for that to acquire more rental properties, or is it to make active income through wholesaling and flips?
So active income. Everything that we bring in through direct-to-seller marketing, we're going to wholesale or flip. Most of the rentals that I buy are from other people, wholesalers, realtors. Yeah.
But even if you buy property and keep it in your portfolio from your marketing, you put an assignment fee on there anyway, right?
Yeah, I would have to.
Gotcha.
We had to pay the company first.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Sometimes we'll put 20, 25K assignment fees on there just because we have offers that are $50,000 more. So, just to pay our sales guys and keep the cash flow steady. It's sometimes it puts you in a tough position, but I think it's ultimately the best way to acquire your own rentals, to tell you the truth. So I know you've been getting into the workshop space. I saw that you held a realtor workshop yesterday with your friend. How did that go?
Went well. I think we had about 10 people show up. People really like the workshops. We did the investor workshop together down in Woodbury. I just did my realtor workshop up in Trenton, and both those times that we did those workshops, the attendees really, really like them. We charge for them. We don't really make much off of them. We make a couple $100. It's not really like a money thing, but I found that every workshop that I've been to that we've conducted, the attendees have really, really liked them. I have not heard a single bad review, and they ask us for more. They want to know when the next ones that are coming up are. I know you have a creative finance one coming up. I signed up a couple people from our Trenton workshop for that because I think that'll be a very interesting one. But everybody likes them.
Yeah.
So I want to keep doing them.
So when the market started turning, the first thing that happened was investors, especially the older investors, the more experienced guys, they started disappearing or they just got a little tighter with their numbers. So the first thing we did was, listen, instead of fighting for our lives, trying to sell at the right price and, hesitate, we wanted to educate the market on investing. We wanted to create a new buyer pool, because there's tons of opportunity still in the market. Just the experienced guys want to hit home runs on every deal. Sometimes you can hit singles, doubles, and make $10, $20, $30,000 on a flip. You don't have to make 50, 60K on every deal. So that was kind of our intention when we started doing workshops, networking events, was to really give back to the market and spread the education around on what we do and how everyone else can get financial freedom or even just active income through real estate investing. So I think other than just making a couple bucks on a workshop, it's important that we give back, create that next generation of investors, because that's how we got started.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people at those workshops, like, they didn't even realize, like, oh, I can make money this way. Like, they'll hear something at the workshop, like a realtor, and be like, yo, why don't you just do it this way and make 3 times the amount of money that you were about to make?
Yep.
And they're just like, I didn't even realize that I could do that. So people at the workshops and at the networking events, they just get new opportunities to make money, stuff that they weren't even thinking about doing.
I agree. I think the one thing with realtors that I've noticed is they're so one-dimensional. They're always saying, let's list the property. What can I do to get a listing agreement signed? What they don't realize, if they start thinking like investors first and they understand, I can give this seller multiple solutions, not just list your property and try to get you top dollar, because a lot of times they're over leveraged, their mortgage is too high, or the condition of the property is just not approved for a retail buyer. And the way you market that type of property, it might not be great for just putting online. So you may need better relationships. You need direct to investors, like the communication and better marketing. So being able to bring that to certain guys in the industry, especially the big wholesalers or the creative finance guys, you're going to make more money as a realtor. That's the message I hope that you guys kind of spread to these real estate agents is if you're one-dimensional, you're not going to survive in a tough market.
Yeah, it makes no sense. I'm like telling me about a deal. I'm like, bro, why don't you just close on it? You were going to make $2,000 on it and just sell it to me for 10 grand more. Mm-hmm. And they looked at me like I had 12 heads.
Yeah.
They're like, I didn't even realize that I could do. I'm like, yeah, bro, just buy the house and just sell it to me the next day or the same day for 10 grand more, and you'll make 8 grand more than you were going to make.
Agree. It's nuts.
Look at you like you're crazy.
A lot of people don't know the backstory of Steve Kipnis, right? So not to get too deep to the family situation, I know things weren't always great. You were COO of a nursing facility, or what was that?
It's like an assisted living, kind of like a nursing home.
Okay. So talk to me about how did you get started? Like what kind of capital did you have to raise to get started, and how did it get you to where you're at today financially?
Yeah, so when I was younger, my family was poor.
Mm-hmm.
And then in like middle school, they got a little bit more money. And then in high school, my parents started making money. So we were been like poor, then like middle class, and then like high class. So we've kind of seen it all. Graduated college, got a master's degree, wasted a bunch of time. Started working a day job as a manager of assisted living type of facility, and saved up about $50,000. My savings account. This was about 2015, and I dropped all of it on a single family house in Trenton. So I had $0. Then I refinanced it, got my $50,000 back, and I did that 20 times over, really quick, probably like a year, 18 months. And
at that point, you had 20 properties?
Yeah, about 20 properties. Still had a job, and then it was right around then when COVID happened, and the facility shut down. I lost my job. Wife lost her job too. She was working there at the same time. And then that was about 2020, and I just had a day job and 20 rentals. And from there, almost immediately started going direct to seller, and we started wholesaling and flipping. And pretty much in the first year, I think we netted like at least $1 million, like right around there, and just took it from there. Never went back to our job. Now my wife works in our business. That's pretty much it.
Gotcha. You're a cash guy. Every time I sell you a property, it's wire sent, no hard money. It's very convenient for everybody. I guess you acquired that wealth through flipping houses and wholesaling. Yeah. Or was it a mixture of like hard money lending, refinances? Like where do you get all your cash?
It was a mixture of refinances, just saving my money. Mm-hmm. Like from 2015 to 2020, I just didn't spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
I was flipping during the time, but not much, like on and off flips. But it was just a combination of low personal expenses and fix and flipping and refinancing. And I saved up millions that way. Now I have a couple million liquid, so anytime I buy a house is like $100,000. I don't need hard money. I just close on it, and then we'll either flip it, get more money, or refinance, pull out my money. So at this point, I don't really need hard money loans or bridge loans or even private money anymore.
Yeah, gotcha. What are you doing now? I know you're going direct to seller. Are you still aggressively buying rental properties, or are you looking more to flip?
I'm about 80% rental properties, 20% flipping. Well, I'm in Mercer County, so anything that comes in Mercer County that's like under 150K with property taxes that are like under 5,000, I'll try to hold that, just because I believe in Mercer County long term. And some landlords are more spread out. A couple of guys that we know, they're like all over the place. They're like in Mercer County, Camden County, Atlanta County. Like I see guys that are like all over the place. I'm not like that. I just want all my rentals to be in Mercer County.
Yeah.
And anything outside of there, I just look to flip. It could be anywhere. Like we flipped houses in California. We flipped houses in North Carolina. I'll flip a house up to Bergen County, and I'll flip a house down to Cape May.
Yeah.
I don't care. In the whole state, I'll flip.
Gotcha. You made a paradigm shift in your relationships with people I've noticed lately. You're very strict on who you do business with. It seems like you have loyalties to certain guys. Talk to me about that mindset.
To your point about relationships, yeah, like I'm kind of strange, man. Like that deal that we just signed. Like you send your deals in my area to me. You let me look at them first. You let me say yes or no.
Yep.
And in appreciation of that, when I get deals that are in your area, I send them to you for dispo. I don't send them to anyone else. And I know the way I do it is kind of strange. Like if I get a deal in your area that I know is a deal, I'm going to close on it. I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
Like actually send the money, take the deed.
It lowers your risk.
Yeah, well, it lets me control the deal. We have a ton of cash. Like, I don't have huge monthly marketing and staff costs that I have to cover. So I have a huge cash hoard that I could just buy property. Like, the property was like $90,000. Like, I don't even
and you know for a fact the thing is going to sell, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's sell for $90K, it's going to sell.
We always know that it's discounted.
Right.
And we know that even if we sold it at wholesale, we would still make a couple bucks. So when I get a deal in your area, I'll close on it. And what we then do is you'll send me a purchase contract. You're the buyer, I'm the seller. And then you'll just sign an assignment contract with somebody else. I literally know the people that you do it with. And I knowingly sell the property for less to allow you to make money, and you don't have to pay for that contract. It didn't come in through your marketing. You don't really have like a marketing cost to it.
No.
So I purposely will sell it to you for less to allow you to make money wholesaling to someone else. Could I have sold them for 10 to 15 grand more? Maybe, probably on a lot of them. But I prefer to just sell it to you for less, let you make money on it in appreciation of you sending me your deals first to look at. Now, that's big. People understand how important that is. I get like some wholesalers and realtors stuff, they kind of don't like me, I guess, because they think I talk crazy. And I get a little crazy sometimes, I understand. But I've heard that they do not want to sell me properties, they don't want to sell me deals because they don't like me. But they don't understand, like, if they did, like, you just took their business. All the dispo business that I get now in South Jersey, you just took all of it because you allowed me the opportunity to buy your deals first.
I appreciate it.
So, like, I think that people, they get a little fucked up with relationships because, like, if they were smarter about it, they could have came in and tried to compete for that business, but you took all of it.
Yeah. It's funny because you and I got in an argument recently, and I think it was because of your aggression, but he's like, I'm not sending you no more dispo deals. And I said, fine, don't. I was like, you're not getting any more of my Mercer County deals. But it's funny to have that relationship with somebody where you can argue, hash it out, but understand that you guys are brothers at the end of the day.
Yeah. This business gets a little heated sometimes, and sometimes we take that out on each other. But we know that we don't mean it. It's just had a bad day.
Yeah. You know what it was? I think that I didn't like something you posted or something you said about I'm cutting everybody off. And I'm like, listen, Steve, I was like, you got to have that abundance mindset. And then we were just chipping at each other. And then one thing leads to another. We start crossing the line. And listen, it's good to have healthy conflict. You just got to make sure you're not disrespecting each other.
You can disrespect each other. Just hash it out later. Figure it out.
Exactly, man. Everything on social media you see today is so politically correct, and everyone puts up these, facades that there's no issues or you're doing such great business, you're such a good person. But sometimes, you're dealing with people that are crazy personalities, but they're good people at the end of the day. And,
most self-employed people, they're just like aggressive, like maverick, venture, like just aggressive personality types. So it just gets heated, like professional athletes, kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, see stories of Kobe and Jordan and like. They would get into fistfights with their teammates and then come in the next day and go to practice.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
Exactly, man. So what else, man? What else you got going on?
Going pretty heavy on social media. I still do believe that whoever controls social media is most likely going to control the new future investors.
Yeah.
So we've been trying to be active on there, covering all our realtor workshops, investor workshops. So we've been doing those, covering those, buying flips, buying rentals.
The whole social media aspect of this business is a separate business in itself.
Yeah.
You got to hire staff. You got to have equipment. You got to have editors. You got to have a self-awareness presence to what messages you want to send, what kind of brand your company has, what kind of brand do you have personally. Social media is like a science project.
Yeah.
Because if you try to copy everybody else, you're not going to stand out. If you try to be yourself too much, people might not like that. So you got to find that balance of like what is trending right now that I can add value to, or just be yourself and document, but also be consistent, be likable, and to have like the effects. Because right now, if you notice the best social media influencers, they're just good at, even if it's not editing, it's just like the cuts, the speed of it, the hook, just the animations, everything ties together. And really consistency is going to be your number one thing, but being able to get quality content is huge. And I think for us, having the free networking events, really my motivation there is social media, like to get videos and interview people, just to get to know people, and it helps our brand. The workshop, same thing. If I'm teaching an hour about seller finance, you know how many short clips I can get from that? You know, podcasting, we really do this for content, to put the message out there, to create buyers, to spread the knowledge, to give back to the communities. So social media is just, it's a whole nother dynamic. If you can execute it though, like you said, whoever controls social media controls the market.
Yeah, social's hard to deal with. Like, I kind of look at it like you could either be a consumer, which I think like at least 95% of people are, or a producer. So like if you had to pick one of those sides, I'd rather be the producer of social media.
The hard part is, like, I follow mostly real estate professionals. In the beginning, I was trying to get ideas and use their content ideas and like just learn. And then I realized a lot of them are posting cringy stuff. And I'm like, oh man, I don't want to post today because I'm going to be like everyone else. But I follow a very niche industry. 99% of the world doesn't follow 100 real estate professionals. So he's just got, like you said, if you can unfollow certain people that, you know, are just misguiding you or just making you not motivated to post, that's pretty crucial to have that clarity.
I don't want to be influenced by anyone. I feel like if I consume somebody else's content, then it influences me. People can sense when you're fake or just trying to put on a facade, like you said. So if you let other people influence you, it's going to kind of, in my opinion.
Definitely.
So if I don't follow anyone, then I can just purely be myself and not be influenced by anyone else's, the way other people make content. And people can sense it, I think.
I agree. It's hard because, like, when I first started, it's hard to document every little thing you do. So the best way to do it is like batch and do like scripted content almost, where you have like 5 topics and you have a good hook, you have some value, and then you have an ask at the end. And I found that was ingenuine for me. I'm not the best actor or person that can just sit in front of a camera and speak like super eloquently about a topic. And even if there's a lot of value out there on just that topic, it's like you're not gonna get that many views on it. And I don't think it's the best use of your time.
It's
but
okay, you can.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess there's a point, though, where you annoy people, too. Like, if you post every day and it's junk, you're going to get unfollowed. Or people are going to block your content. And I know a lot of guys that are just pumping out every day. And I'm like, dude, whoever told you that, it's bad for your branding. Some of your videos don't make sense. And it's just not a good look for your business. But, hey, listen, I guess I'd rather do that than do nothing.
Yeah.
So that's always the other side of it.
Doing nothing is probably the worst that you could do.
Yeah. So you can't knock whoever's doing that. But, yeah, I would say just get out there, be genuine. Just do static posts. Like, all these crazy animated videos, if you don't have time for that.
It's so easy to do static.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
It actually gets more engagement, too.
Yeah. It does. A lot of times people don't want to dive into an entire video. Like, I don't really, again, I don't scroll much, but when I am and I see like a long video, I don't want to dive into it most of the time.
Right.
Like, even if the topic is something that interests me, like whatever, real estate, I don't want to watch it just because I don't have the mental energy to watch a whole fucking video. I'd rather just look at a picture with a filter on it with a couple of sentences underneath and be like, all right, that was cool. It's just less work for my brain.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's easy to go static, and I think more people should go static. But when you're posting and you're being yourself, I think it's just natural. A lot of people are just not going to like you because those people wouldn't have liked you anyway. Yeah. It's unreasonable for everyone to like you. That would be strange. It makes no sense for that to occur. So, you know, it's okay. Some people don't like you. That's what it is. Yep. What are you going to do?
Appreciate you coming in today, man. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Stay tuned for more Hall of Fame Real Estate Podcast. Appreciate you guys. See you next time.